So if we were to snip off our nose, we'd see these little curly overhangs. We have these different holes that essentially our, excuse me, our breath can go into. And if we look in a different angle, these overhangs are the concha of the nose. It's an interesting thing that we can influence a lot of our instrument through directing our breath through certain turbinates, right? And we can really talk to the fullness of our structure, fullness of our form by exploring this idea, which is very nonlinear because we're going to be focusing somewhere, but other things are going to be happening behind the scenes, which is so much of what I think we kind of do. The smoke and mirrors, the sleight of hand, like I was saying earlier, of teaching is like bringing something into the foreground that's positive focus while we're listening in the background. See what's going on, see how we're affecting the biggest picture we can sense by focusing somewhere specific and local. I was taught in a somatic way to access these turbinates through smell a rose or breathe in through your nose, but try not to smell. Yesterday, I started to explore my turbinates in a way that connects to something I do for my allergies, which comes from Ayurveda, Indian medicine, which there's sort of 3 different places where you can sort of spread the skin. One of them is here by the nostrils, and you can even feel, how does this talk to the snot that you've got going on in your, soft palate, your throat, and your areas? Has that widen areas in the back, even if you watch the internal spaces around your soft palate and pharynx while you widen here, how are you actually talking through your fingers to those spaces? Because they'll probably change shape. The second is this little kink under the eye and the bone. There's a kink. And if you just find that kink and gently draw that apart, how's that talking to your snot? And how does that shape areas where we happen to resonate? Thank you, Ayurveda. Great ideas. Multi-purposeful, at least. I just drained a little bit. And the third, if you take your pinchers from the inside of your eyebrows and just gently pinch and roll the skin and start to knead your way outwards towards the end of your eyebrows, you might find some spaces that you want to hang out that feel like you're really targeting. Oh, that's exactly where stuff is. So just sort of hang out there and move on. And so I started to explore a few weeks ago, just it emerged organically, where, I'm always playing with these areas. And I just sort of went, where's my snot? And I tried to put my fingers somewhere along the sides of my nose and just gently pull apart. And then I gently pulled apart and I started to move the skin up and down. And feel what you're moving behind your face. And it might not be like, oh, I'm moving this part of my body, but you might sense shifting, like the mind's eye will start to see more and more the more we look, the more we ask questions. What do I see? Where are these pieces? What do they look like? How big are they? The more our proprioceptive and interoceptive senses become more accurate. But also notice, how are you talking to your turbinates? Can you actually, with your fingers, target upper turbinate, middle turbinate, and lower turbinate, and get a sense of the air moving to a higher, middle, or lower shelf? And let it fade away. Let it fade away. Before we all transcend, meditate, or fall asleep, like Marion is sensing. I guess it's not news that deep breathing can be very relaxing. Nice way of taking some charge out of the room too. Some of the emotional charge that can enter the singing space. A little alternate nostril breathing or a variation of.